name is Mr. Gerard Camola, and I'm at 41 Buckingham Drive, Berlin, at the Westbury section. Currently, I'm the president of the Historic Society of Winslow for the past 18 months. Prior to being president, I'm not sure if a lot of you, can you hear me?
Yeah.
A lot of you probably know
Jack, there you go. Jack Jennings. From what I understand, this was his life, the Historic Society. But in 2023, unfortunately, he passed away. I heard about this the summer of 24, and the Historic Society was going to go under. So me and a few people went to the meeting. His wife, Cass, and daughter, Jen, was at the meeting. And lo and behold, I became the president. I took the challenge. For the last 18 months, we needed to donate and get some money. We've had 2 pancake breakfasts. We also had our first annual golf tournament at the Pinewood Golf Club this past summer. So we started picking up a little bit of money and keeping the Historic Society afloat. Currently, I'm also the Citizen Advisory Committee member. Last year was my first year, and earlier this month, our first meeting in 26, I asked, hey, do we have like a Winslow Day? And he said, what's that? I said, well, March 8th is the anniversary of Winslow. This year will be 181 years. It was incorporated in 1845. So the members thought it was a great idea. So we're looking at recommendations to the board to honor the anniversary and present for your consideration several ideas to involve the school community. Of course, you got the old essay contest. You can do a dress-up day for students to wear, vintage clothing. Having students create a video with someone who had lived here for many years. And you can also have an in-person visit to the classroom. I'm sure somebody's been here. I bet you there's people still alive, 80, 90, maybe even 100 years old here. They probably had parents, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 generations here. Me being a big history buff, I love American history. I'm fascinated about Winslow. The last 18 months, I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning. I would love the children to have pride in their community. We all know about the state football teams. Awesome. Was it 2 years in a row, I believe? Track and field, state champs, right? How about Jordan Burroughs? I'm a big wrestler. When I was in high school, I still go to wrestling matches. Jordan Burroughs is one of the best in the world. Our children could look up to the community. There's some greatness. And that was just my observation. Hey, a Winslow Day. Every anniversary, March 8th is on a Sunday, and it's up to the board members and the teachers to decide what day and what they want to do. Maybe a class project, like I said, a video, doing an art, make something that they can, a picture. I have a 9-year-old daughter that thinks that she makes art is amazing. So I imagine these kids would love to do something. As a result of the school Board of Education begins such an interactive, hopefully the Winslow Committee will pass a resolution to honor this date annually. Thank you. Any questions for me?
Thank you very much for presenting, and we look forward to having some future conversations about recognizing Winslow Day.
Will there be any correspondence?
No, Mr. President, this evening.
I just want to make one small, on the behalf of the entire Winslow Township School Board, as president, I extend our sincere appreciation to our business administrator, board secretary, Ms. McCoy Boyle, Mr. Pease, and administrative team for demonstrating strong leadership in ensuring the safety of our students and staff on the first significant snow and ice storm this week in at least 10 years. Parents and caregivers, thank you for your patience and your understanding. So we're going to move on to the minutes. I'm looking for a motion to approve the following meeting minutes of the Board of Education, the regular meeting, Wednesday, January 14, 2026, open session, and regular meeting Wednesday, January 14, 2026, closed session. I'm looking for a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes from the regular and closed session meeting on Wednesday, January 14, 2026.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Clark,
Abstain.
Ms. Drayton. Yes. Ms. Flora. Yes. Ms. Martin. Yes. Mr. Matthews.
Yes.
Ms. Nieves.
Yes.
Ms. Pitts.
Yes.
And Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Thank you. Now looking for a motion to approve the following meeting minutes of the Board of Education, the reorganization meeting, Wednesday, January 7th, 2026, open session. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve the meeting minutes of the reorganization meeting on January 7th, 2026.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Drayton. Yes. Ms. Flora. Yes. Ms. Martin. Yes. Mr. Matthews.
Yes.
Ms. Nieves.
Yes.
Ms. Pitts.
Yes.
And Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
The motion has carried.
We're moving along to page 3 to our board committee reports. There's student representative reports there? No. Moving along to our new athletic and arts committee, Ms. Claude, do you have anything for our athletic and arts committee?
Yes, I'm going to report on the Arts Committee. As you all may see inside of our agenda, we have an upcoming spring musical coming. Once upon completion of approval from the board, I would like for you all to save the date for March 26th to March 28th and come out and experience the great theater performance from our Winslow Township students. It's called Chicago. And that concludes my meeting. Mr. Thomas will give you an athletic report.
Thank you there, Ms. Claude. Jasmine Jackson, 60-meter hurdle, first in the nation at the last invitational meet. She also came fourth in the 200 meters. Olivia Akara, first in the 200 meters. Julia Derrick took second in the 800 meters. Nyla Williams was first in the pole vault. And this team carried the average GPA 4.0, and this is their 8th straight state championship for indoor track. Will there be a report from the Citizens Advisory Committee?
Yes, Mr. President. The monthly meeting of the Citizens Advisory Committee was held on Thursday, January 22nd, 2026, beginning at 6:35 p.m. In attendance, in person, or Abigail Murphy, Deborah McKinn, Greg Wade, Gary Marotta, Paul Wiggis, Rosie Hoffman, Tiffany Brown, Rachel Hatch, Diane McKenzie, Marcy Tomasello, and Ashley Brody. attending via phone were Faye Hooks, Julie Peterson, Board Liaison, Peter Martin, Mr. President. We'd welcome all new and returning members and gave an overview of the purpose of the meeting and general meeting procedure. All members introduced themselves. New co-chairpersons Marcy Tomasello and Tiffany Brown will be conducting the meetings. The secretary will be named at our next meeting. Marcy presenting an overview of the previous successes with recommendations, including a list of pending items not finished from the previous year's group. She also, on behalf of the Legislature Committee, thanked Mr. Pease for visiting us for and for his efforts, especially in public relations to improve communication with parents. A request for an update on the search for a new permanent superintendent was made given to members. It was suggested that the board make an update at the next board meeting. The group discussed and will take a recommendation to the board to ask the board to initiate a Winslow Township History Day to commemorate the anniversary of its conception. A copy of this recommendation is attached. Two new items that will be discussed at our next meeting will be bringing back the district's town hall meetings and chat with a board member. Rosie distributed copies of previous CAC brochures, which needs to be updated to include new members. An unfinished discussion from last year was continued with an item to help the district's parent organizations in coordinating activities, changing members each year, and possibly suggesting a council be formed by them. Further discussion will take place at the next meeting. One of the last accepted recommendations was the forming of the Academic Hall of Fame and Performing Arts Hall of Fame committee. It is being created to bring these to fruition. Carryover discussion from last year was having students take part of the CAC. Some discussion on the leading alternatives were discussed and a recommendation was coming. Another item to discuss at our next meeting and form a recommendation having orientations for students as they travel from one school to the higher level. Ideas included a kindergarten ice cream social and visits to the building to see their locker location and how the lunch process works. We requested that the members attend at least one board meeting a month. Our next meeting will take place on Thursday, February 5th at 6:30 p.m. The meeting was adjourned at 7:50. Respectfully submitted, Marcy Tomasello, co-chair.
Outstanding. That seems like it was full of how many members?
Currently, we're standing at 18.
Outstanding. That's what it seems like it was.
And, Mr. President, you did ask for, a copy of their names, addresses, and phone numbers. Both of that was submitted in the board, but I'll make sure that you.
Yeah, I just want to share it.
And as a point of information, if we go down to the paragraph where it reads two new items that were discussed at our next board meeting will be town hall meetings and chat with the board member. Just would like to make the board aware of the fact that I did let the CAC committee know that our liaison from the Jersey School Board Association has recommended that we do not participate in the chat with the board member because it is making our board members liable and it is not a good idea. She highly recommends that we do not.
Can you read out?
And yes, the next question was, they wanted to bring students into the CAC meeting. I don't have an objection to that, but I believe that we need a legal opinion because I believe that they have to be 18 years of age. And I know in order for them to run for board office of any kind, they have to be 18. So I just wanted to clarify that because when having that conversation, one of my concerns is that the age group of my members currently go anywhere from probably the early 20s up through 80s. And now I'm going to incorporate students into that. So I think that we need to consider the span and the fact that I think there are legal incentives that have to be taken.
Well, I'm sure our city solicitor can give us an opinion on that. We couldn't do that. Now, I'm going to take it over to, Mr. Van, Jack.
Thank you.
Moving on now to education. We have a report from education committee.
The education committee just met today at 6:30, so the report will be.
Thank you so much. Marketing committee, how's that marketing committee going down there?
It's coming along, Mr. Thomas, it's coming along. Such that, the market committee met, in-house, on January 23rd, 2026 at 2 p.m. In the administration building, board members in attendance were Lorraine Drennan, Rita Martin, and myself. Administrator in attendance was Mr. Martin Peters, the church superintendent. As this was our first meeting of 2026, the discussion focused on the 4 township events that our board participates in throughout the year, which include, but is not limited to, Juneteenth Day, July 4th, National Night Out, which occurs in August, and Winslow Township Family Day, which also occurs in August. Additionally, I have contacted our municipal clerk's office and requested a copy of the list of the various groups and organizations that come under the township's umbrella, so that we may connect with them and be made aware of and participate in any events they may be planning. At this time, the committee has no recommendations to report out to the board. The meeting ended at 3 p.m. Future meetings will be held on the 4th Thursday of each month, time to be determined. Respectfully submitted, Cheryl.
Thank you, Ms. Bliss. Outstanding. Moving on to negotiations, I know Mr. Charles is not here, but I am also aware that negotiations have been completed and confirmed for the next 2 years. So we're going to move on to the operations committee, which is also Mr. John Shaw. Mr. Scott, can you strike that? It's not John Shaw, so I'm ready. And Ms. Brennan, you have a report for us on operations.
Yes, Mr. President. This board will review the minutes for the operations committee.
So the operations committee met on at 5:30 on Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. In attendance were Ms. Dredden, Mr. Chair, Mr. Shaw, Mr. Matthews, and Mr. Thomas, our board president. Also in attendance were Ms. Boyle, Ms. Chico, Mr. Pease, Michael Wozniak of EIS. The following items were discussed. We discussed the 24-25 budgeted capital projects and other projects. And at the beginning of the year, we had 4 outstanding projects. 3 of the 4 were went out to bid, were awarded as the HVAC upgrades to School 5, the upgrades to School 6, and the upgrades to the serving line at the high school cafeteria. The 4th project that went out was the construction of a pole barn. The bids came in, 3 bids came in, they were all significantly higher than our budget in order to construct it. So we have, at this point, the board has to let me know for the determination what they would like us to do with that project. And there are 4 options: supplement the project by withdrawing additional funds from capital reserves. From 275 to 300,000. Any unexpended funds in the project was completely returned back to capital fund. We can modify and reduce the scope of the project. We can do a combination of supplement and modify. And then the 4th is recommend if you want to do the project or you do not. Mr. Michael Wozniak from EI Associates, architect firm, he was present and answered the question. Second item we discussed were the replacement of the marquees. We have signage in front of the high school and the middle school. It was noted that the one in front of the high school is not there. That's because when the vendor came out to install this new electronic signage, when they went to install the signage, the posts that were there had been used. That's when they picked out. There was water infiltration, you get freezing and so, if you look at that loss in integrity, they got to come in and replace it. We found that at the high school, and I said, before we take the middle school, let's look. Same thing at the middle school. So I believe it's on this committee that we're approving to have, posts put up, so that they can install the signs. Of course, we have to wait for a call. And I just wanted to mention also that the signage at schools 22 have been upgraded. Those are done. High school. We're looking at the 26-27 budget development. We're going to develop a budget with the same amount of state aid that we received this year. However, due to rising healthcare costs, we may have to use that bank in order to balance our budget, and this will have an impact on the tax rate. And districts were also instructed to budget no more than 75% of our current year of federal awards, so federal grants, we can budget 75%. However, at another meeting, I heard that some of this funding may be in jeopardy. If that's the case, the cost for some of those services may have to be moved into the district, which is the annual operating. So that too will necessitate that we utilize that bank. And now building-based and department budget have been developed using the October 15th KSSA enrollment count. So the principals of the departments have entered their budget into our budget software, and meetings with these individuals, principals, building principals, department heads was scheduled for Tuesday, January 27th, and that was a snow day. So Ms. Clement and I will have to reschedule. I think we had a good meeting. I think we're on for a run. And my final are the financial disclosure forms. So this has been updated. I'm going to have Mr. Davis here to get it. And so emails will be going out. I have asked Mr. Matthews 19 times. I was sick of it. Don't you get it, fill it out? Ms. Nieves, I'm not quite sure, since you were a former board member, but just to be on the same side and knock that out, I appreciate it. And I'm going to ask everybody else to please review and submit your forms as soon as possible. And our meeting adjourned at 6:00.
Thank you. Also, I just want to add to that, too, we think about that we did have a successful middle school board, but something else that occurred, after that conversation, we wasn't successful, we moved forward with that. Thank you for the great report. Really appreciate it. Now we're moving on to the policy committee. Mrs. Wanda Clark.
The operations. So just to clarify this board, so for schools 5 and 6 in the order, there's a timeline.
I believe the substantial completion is probably end of August of 26.
May I ask about
You can ask about high school. The high school still has to go up to OSC. They review, because of the size of the contract, we send the contract up to them, they review it. They review it quite piecemeal. We thought, great. I think at one point, Chris Long came in and I had the other architect, Land. We made the updates back. They suggested that we start over. So at this point, but at least Ms. Nieves, I'm trying to look on the right side. We got 3 of these puppies running, so it works out the gate. But I would really like to get that high school.
Any other questions for the board? All right, we're going to go to the policy committee. Ms. Goff?
Good afternoon, good evening. We met today. I will have our report for the next meeting.
Thank you so much. Moving right on, Mr. Clark, anything from the IT committee?
We'll be meeting Friday at 5:30 virtually for our first meeting of the year.
Thank you. The Economic Development Council is slated to meet on February the 2nd, and we'll have a report then. Moving on to Drug Alliance, Mr. Matthews, anything come out of the Drug Alliance? Thank you. And the planning board, that goes with Mr. Shaw, he's not here, so we'll move right along to the superintendent's report.
Mr. President,
Yes.
just with regards to something that we still have to clear up. You recall at our last board meeting, the municipal clerk was a bit confused with regards to who sits on the Economic Development Council, and of course, the planning board was clear, and the municipal underlines, but she was confused because you wanted, and then also Ms. Drake, and so you were supposed to send her an email so that she could then report out that you were certainly as the president and Ms. Drake was as representative.
Sure.
So I just wanted to remind.
I thought we agreed to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll.
They haven't, I spoke to her this morning, she said she would like to have it for the township council's next meeting so that she can put out.
Okay, so we did the permit.
Okay.
And Ms. Britton, there's a meeting on February 2nd, they moved it to 6 o'clock. And you can, be a part of that meeting, so then you can come back and report out on that. All right. Moving to, number 10 on page 3, the superintendent's report. I'm looking for a motion to approve the superintendent's report, starting on page 3, number 10, going all the way to page number 9, at the top, page number 9. Make a motion.
Motion to approve the superintendent's report as it appears on page 3.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Nuevez, approved by Ms. Law. Any questions? No questions? Roll call.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Dredden?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Matthews?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
And Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Motion has carried.
Thank you. Still on page 9, going down to number 11, the business administrator secretary report. I'm looking for a motion to approve the business administrator secretary that begins on page 9, all the way over till page 18, at the top of 18.
Motion to approve the business administrator board secretary's report as it appears on page 9, at the top of 18.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Dredden?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Matthews? Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Ms. Lloyd, yes, with the exception of page 13. I recuse myself.
Thank you. And Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Thank you. We're now on page 18 in the middle. Number 12, the superintendent recommends approval for the following actions. I'm looking for a nomination. I'm looking for a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation that starts on page 18 and goes over to page 1.
Motion to approve the personnel report as it appears on pages 18.
Second.
Any questions?
No questions. Mr. President, I just would like to just make a statement.
Sure.
On page number 20, number 7, where it says the high school spring musical orchestra. I would just like to draw attention to the last name on that list of musicians is Martin Morales. And Martin Morales is a graduate of audition.
Okay. Any other questions, statements, comments? All right. We did the roll call already?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Dredden?
Yes.
Ms. Lloyd?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Matthews?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Is not here. Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
And Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Thank you. There is no addendum. And we're going over to the open public records act for the committee.
Yes, Mr. President, I believe we responded to two. One was from Mark Zaruda Esquire. He wanted us to compile a bid tally, including haul quantity and unit pricing from each bidder for retail fuel that was submitted on April 29, 2020. He said he believes the project number was 2020-18. That was a bid, and we did submit the documents to him. We also received a request from Mr. Thomas Carroll. He requested video footage available from inside the gymnasium at Winslow School number 4 on January 7, 2026, from 7:50 p.m. until 9:45 p.m. That request was also approved after we checked with the board solicitor to make sure that we could. I was right there.
He gave you an opinion.
Yes.
All right, moving right along. Anything for information like?
Yes. I'd like to start with a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. Like Mr. Thomas mentioned, we had a very successful middle school reopening, and we are happy to get our students back after the winter break. And was happy to see our teachers and students with smiles on their faces coming back into their building. And I'd like to thank all the teams that were involved to get the building back in order for our students and staff to come back. On to current issues, I'd like to thank Ms. Pennock and her team for the work that they do each and every day during this storm, which has somewhat paralyzed the district and other districts and municipalities throughout the state and throughout this eastern region. We've been battling through during the snow, and I just want to thank her team. And you see members of maintenance and anyone from facilities or grounds, please thank them for the work that they're doing. This is tough work, and it is some brutal conditions that we're all facing. So the team has been doing a great job, and there's been some challenges. And you know, as a competitor, we're always looking to get better, and we'll regroup and assess this work and look at making improvements to better be prepared for future weather issues. In the educational committee, I did mention the possibility of making up days, and I think it's something that's worthwhile looking at. Right now, the calendar is designed to probably make up days during spring break, the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th. Right now are those days. I will have conversations with the board and with the administrative team about looking at other possible days. Also, in the middle of Martin Luther King Jr., I had the opportunity to attend the first annual Martin Luther King Jr. breakfast and award ceremony. A phenomenal presentation of Winslow, the Winslow community and kindness. And I was happy to be invited, and I had an opportunity to bring my son, and it was a great opportunity to recognize one of our own, Coach Bill Belton, for the humanitarian award. So after speaking with Mayor Lawrence, I would definitely like to be a part of that in the future, making sure that our students are part of the entertainment or even just participating in something that was great, bringing the community together as it was. From our curriculum department, we're always looking to improve ourselves, and after some conversations with Ms. Claude, you know, we're looking to add units to our financial literacy programs. You know, because of the type of athletes that we're producing here at Winslow, and NIL, name, image, and likeness is becoming a big part of college and college athletes. We want to make sure that our students are prepared for those conversations. So we'll be looking to add a unit in our financial literacy courses on NIL, and also just provide our students all of our students opportunities for financial presentations from professionals throughout the financial career networks. For our Booster Club, I've been requesting information about our Booster Club. I have not received the report to you all on their financial dealings. I am looking forward to having future discussions about how to move forward with our Booster Club. Hopefully, in the next day or two, we will receive it, but if not, I think, as a board, we need to look at making different decisions or making a change in our Booster Club. I was requested to look into getting a policy audit, and we will use Strauss Esme. Strauss Esme manages our policies, so they will conduct our policy audit for us free of charge. The technology committee, although we haven't met yet, but Mr. Clark and I have talked, and one of the things that we will be discussing on Friday will be the technology audit. And at this point, our technology director, Mr. Ponte, has received information from the audit. One of the recommendations is access points and increasing the number of access points in our facilities. So we'll look to have more conversations and make preparations for adding those access points and any other recommendations that may come from the technology audit. Branding and positive remarks and information to our district is important to us, and that communication is valued not only by our board, but it's valued by our community. Mr. Kermit and I had a chance to film our first podcast. Students named the podcast Winslow Ready, a podcast designed to provide information and positive images of Winslow Township School District. So we look forward to filming these in the future, and we look forward to inviting individuals to share all the great things that are taking place in the Winslow Township School District. Along with that, our public relations department, which consists of Ms. Kimberly Hall and Ms. Stephanie McCrary, they will continue to provide the district with Facebook postings, and we're looking into or moving forward with getting Instagram on board as a social media platform as well. So we really want to make sure that no good information or positive deed or information slips through the cracks. So we want to make sure that we fortify our communication to our community. Also like to recognize Ms. Clement for doing an excellent job filling in for in our special ed department and working with that team to make sure that we maintain the momentum and pace of the special ed needs in that department. I had an opportunity to go out and visit some of our out-of-district partners who have some of our students. I have went and visited Archway, Kingsway Learning Center, and Children's First. And I'd like to report back that the money that is being spent on these facilities is worth every penny. And having a chance to meet some of our Winslow students in these schools, I know it's expensive, but the needs of some of these students require services that these individuals or these communities or these school districts provide that is well beyond what we're able to provide. So I'm grateful to have met with these individuals and got a chance to see some of our students. And I met one of our high school students who was doing a great job. But of course, I'm always looking at the opportunity to use those facilities as a transition back to our school district if possible. So we'll continue to have those conversations. But the students that I did meet at these facilities, they're happy, they're learning, and they're in great hands. So I was happy to really get a chance to meet those individuals there. This concludes my update. Thank you, and be safe going home tonight.
Phenomenal, Mr. Beasley. Would there be any questions for Mr. Beasley on his informational item?
Yes, I have a question. I don't know if you covered it, but I want to know, in the event, we did a great job so far with making up school days when the middle school was out, but we don't know if we're going to have more inclement weather coming up as far as, missing school days. Are we prepared in the possibility to do virtual learning, for the school? We don't have enough Chromebooks to cover that,
That's not the issue. The issue is the state won't allow.
or won't allow it? Okay.
So, you know, normally for us to be able to get approved to do it virtually, it would have to be 3 days, 3 consecutive emergency days.
Okay.
And unfortunately, they're not including weather as an emergency like that. So no one in the state of New Jersey is going virtual for weather.
Good. Well, that's a question that most parents probably wanted to ask, and I wanted to make sure that question was answered at this point. Thank you so much.
Well,
Any other questions? We're moving right along to old business. Will there be anything under old business?
I have one item. I know it was mentioned in the student's report, but the academic and arts overview, I believe is working. Okay. So with the Academic and Arts Hall of Fame, I believe the flyer was backpacked home with our students for the community to have interest. As of right now, I'm taking interest for both committees. If we have enough interest, we can always split it into one being academic and one being arts. The flyer also states to email me by February 1st with any interest. Given the weather, we can probably push the deadline a couple of days, but I'd really like to see the community come out and invite the community in order to move these committees forward so we can get that done.
Thank you. And I have one item on the old business, because as you know, I meet with the superintendent on Fridays and on Thursdays. The board is always welcome. So whether it's going to be the third Friday of the month, anybody welcome to want to be a one-on-one, it's a February meeting. So I just want to discuss some of the things that we discussed. If there are any questions or something, now will be the time. We reviewed and discussed several key agenda items, including recognition and awards for student achievement, bilingual marketing and initiatives, Board of Education matters, and Booster Club updates. Championship jackets made available to the public, and to launch our GPA awareness beginning in the 9th grade. Additional topics included the IT audit, track naming, district clubs and outreach letters, and the new jail coming to Winslow Township, including how it may align and play a role in our 5-year strategic plan. All these items will be included in discussion and consideration of the book review ceremony. If there be discussion of questions about the items that we are discussing in the city. Okay, we're going to move on to new business. Is there anything other new business? Yes.
I would like to just remind us as board members that as well as a local district, we do have a school board locally, but we also have county school board association. And certainly there's 21 counties, but however, Gloucester County and Camden County are joined together. So we have our meetings jointly. I just want to remind us that the next Camden Gloucester County School Board Association meeting will take place on Thursday, February 5th, and it will be virtual. And I would just like to remind us that it's really helpful for us, as many of us as can, to attend these meetings, because these are some of the pluses. Each board member in attending the county SBA meeting will receive a meeting credit and also an academy credit. And certain of these credits go towards our certifications. Also, attending the county meeting provides an opportunity to network, receive professional development, and stay updated on the latest information regarding education initiatives and legislation affecting public schools. So again, the next county school board association meeting will take place on Tuesday, February 5th, and it will be virtual. In addition to that, I would remind us that I believe it was one of our board meetings either in October or November that a gentleman by the name of Tim McCarthy came before the board and presented us with a proposal. And he was proposing that Winslow Township School District create a memorial garden, as we call that. And so I just wanted to bring that back up. so that we can have that on our radar to discuss exactly how we're going to address that. And there's one other thing here. Board members, what we did receive in our packets was the superintendent evaluation process, and as we know, as far as evaluations go, there's only one evaluation that we do as a board, and that is of our superintendent. And I just want you draw your attention to what we received, the superintendent evaluation process calendar we all received. The first section is pretty self-explanatory. The second section, which is the superintendent evaluation process, and it lists timeframes under which we're supposed to take certain actions. So the first timeframe speaks about the board of superintendent evaluation pre-conference session, and that's to take place somewhere between February and March. And what I am suggesting to the board is that for our next meeting, which is February 11th, that we go through and make a decision as to which dates we're going to complete each of these actions that leads towards and leads us up to our evaluation of our superintendent. Any questions on that? No? Okay, thank you.
Just to say, the big meeting for yourself, just stay through, that's all you need to
Okay. With regards to the search for the permanent superintendent,
Just that.
yes, Mr. Long is going to give us information on that.
With your permission, Mr. President.
Go right.
Thank you. I just wanted to announce that there has been formed a superintendent search committee led by Mrs. Pitts. Mrs. Pitts, who else is on that committee with you?
Mr. John Shaw and Mr. Michael Clark.
And that I know at the moment they're working on the various options. There's been one consultant that's been brought in. There's some other consultants that are being reviewed. There's also some legal considerations that go into this.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Long, but Ms. Martin just reminds me, she's absolutely right. I was just thinking narrowly. Ms. Martin is also, because there's 4 of us, and I only counted 3 of us. So
We should never forget Ms. Martin.
I'll repeat, Ms. Martin, Mr. Clark, Mr. Shaw, and myself. Thank you, Ms. Martin.
So I know the search committee is evaluating various options, including various legal considerations that I've been consulted on by you, Ms. Pitts, relative to moving forward. I know that the committee is working to develop a timeline that is dependent upon issues that are currently out of the committee's control, but I believe will become crystallized very shortly, and will identify and allow the committee to form an appropriate timeline moving forward. So we're keeping all options open, but it's not as if they're sitting back doing nothing. The process has actually started.
And I just want to remind us all that while we have to form a search committee, that search committee is just that. It's a committee of board members, and we take the steps to meet, and once we decide on who we're going to select to direct us, then all the decisions are made collectively. Every single board member will be a part of this whole entire decision making. So I just want to be clear on that the steering committee, the search committee is just that, it's a committee. But the real nuts and bolts, the final decision is made by every last one of us.
Almost.
Well,
Most of them. Outstanding. I've been charged to give, I know last week we did an excellent report on some of the successes that we had achieved to that point. We had a nice PowerPoint slide. I don't have that creativity, but I do have a little board report that I want to share that from being here 3 years, what I think we have achieved. The Winslow Township Board of Education has made an overwhelming progress in areas of engagement and continues to demonstrate a strong commitment to listening to the voices of our stakeholders. Recent feedback from the community has reflected a clear sentiment of what you see
We hear you and we appreciate the efforts. A message that affirms the board's intentional focus on transparency, collaboration, and responsiveness. Community engagement and presence. The board continues to actively support and participate in community events, reinforces its role as an engaged and visible partner in Winslow Township. This includes ongoing involvement in the MLK Day observation, Winslow Township Committee meetings, Drug Alliance Initiative, VFW events, and numerous other community activities. The board presence at these events reflects a commitment to not only govern the school district, but to being a part of the integral part of the Winslow community as a whole. Most notable and historically, the addition of more than 18 members serving collectively on the Citizens Advisory Committee represents a significant evolution in community engagement. This milestone reflects a great effort and a meaningful accomplishment, ensuring broader representation, increased transparency, and a stronger partnership between the Board of Education and the residents it serves. Engagement, climate, and outreach. The board has taken meaningful steps to strengthen district culture and communication through the implementation of the district-wide climate survey, allowing students, staff, and families to share valuable insights that will help guide future decisions. In addition, the district has completed an IT audit, ensuring that our system security and infrastructure align with best practices and support instructional and operational excellence. The board has also expanded its reach to nonprofit collaborations and enhanced outreach efforts, reinforcing partnerships that support students, families, and the broader Winslow community. Academic accountability and student achievement. The board reaffirms a strong commitment to academic excellence and accountability by ensuring consistent follow-up on students' GPA beginning in the 9th grade. This early and intentional focus allows districts to identify needs, provide timely interventions, and maintain high academic standards for student achievement, positioning all students for long-term success through high school and beyond. Governance, certification, and communication. The board is currently anticipating the board certification in the upcoming spring, reflecting its dedication to effective governance, training, and accountability. Communication has been further strengthened through a new upgraded portal system providing improved access to information and more efficient engagement with stakeholders. To support innovations and oversight, the board has established an IT committee as well as a new athletic and arts committee, assuring focused attention to technology, extracurricular programming, and student enrichment and opportunity. Policy leadership and forward planning. The board is actively engaged and revised all policies over the 5 years, ensuring formally conduct the process of new superintendent search, signaling out thoughtful strategic approach to a long-term district decision. In closing, overall, the Winslow Township Board of Education continues to move forward with purpose, collaboration, and a clear focus on student achievement, community engagement, and responsible governance. The progress may reflect the board. This is a listening, learning, and leading with intention. Thank you.
Moving on to public comments.
Ramon, you're up.
Thank you, sir. The Winslow Township Board of Education highly values the input of citizens in making the important decisions that affect the children of our community. We also believe in the rights of citizens to observe board meetings, to ensure that all of our citizens have the opportunity to attend school board meetings and offer comment, and to ensure that the board can conduct the important business of the district. We ask the speakers follow the guidelines for making public comment. The board secretary will recognize those individuals in the audience who wish to make comment. We ask that you kindly respect the following procedures. 1, all members of the public attending school board meetings must treat each other and the board with respect. 2, please state your full name and your town of residence only. 3, please limit your comments to 4 minutes. 4, in the event that your question is unable to be answered, you feel free to submit that question in writing with your name, email address, home address, telephone number where you can be contacted. and your questions will be answered within a reasonable time frame. Lastly, individuals offering citizen comment are not permitted to make personal attacks on any district employee, board member, other testifier, or member of the public. Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
At this time, I'd like to get a motion to open public comment.
Motion to open public comment.
Second.
Any questions? Voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Four.
Ms. Abby Murphy.
Happy Murphy. It's been a while since I've been up here. No, it's not about marching in. We're kind of on practice, but doesn't really start next month. They're practicing. What I was going to talk, I was in the process of sending an email to my daughter's teacher, and I thought I should share that email, but I was composing with the board and public. Last board meeting, Mr. Pease and Ms. Clement went through and kind of updated everybody on the quarterly, on the state goals on progress. And one of the things you guys talked about was the ELA pilot. And I felt that it was important to know what that pilot means to our students and our teachers. My daughter is in 3rd grade and has spent the last 6 months, about 5 months of school, piloting the CKLA. And I don't think I could express what this child comes home talking about. They've done so far 3 units. The first unit was on animals, and all she talks about for the first unit was automation on animals, invertebrates, vertebrates, habitats, all these things. The next unit was on poetry. All of a sudden, this child is reading and writing poems, talking about different types of poetry. My aunt asked my kids, what would you like for Christmas? If you could go anywhere you want to go for Christmas, where would you want to go? This 8-year-old said, I really want to go to ancient Rome because we're learning about Rome and I want to see the Colosseum. And I want to learn about Julius Caesar. Now, this is what we're teaching them. They are engrossed. They are involved and very excited about learning. The last 3 days, as we know, we've all been home. All they want to do is go back. We missed this. I can't believe, and it's warming my heart just to hear that. I think it's important that as a board, as a public, we understand what we're doing, how we're involving our teachers, how we're involving our students in these decisions that are important. So I want to just thank everybody. I also just want to make sure that you knew what a great program this is and how much it's affected her. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President, that concludes those that have signed up. Do we have somebody virtually? And then I believe there's a gentleman that's in the audience. If you could sign this and then go to the podium, I have the contact. Mr. Arnold, if you'd like to go up to the podium.
Mr. President, Superintendent, Board, my name is Joe Arm. I'm attached to New Beginnings Ministries, currently in Black. Just moved back into the township, in the Chestnut Hill area. It's not a question, it's more of a request. Some Jew who need a place for worship. My request is maybe one of the schools to give them for us to come to fruition. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, we're fully insured, and we need a place to worship. On Sunday, of course. So that is our request.
The only thing I would say is, I don't think there's any prohibition against allowing that to occur. I'll double check that just to make sure. I know not what there is. But it would be the normal facilities use form as anybody else would that would go through the appropriate channel with the checks and balances that we have in place for that. So there our superintendent, Mr. Keys, or Mrs. Boyle, our court secretary, that are very clear in the direction with respect to our facility use.
Thank you. Well, yes, if you could supply the facility usage form, you can go on the website and get that, and that will start the process for the board to review and make a decision on your request. Thank you.
All right, moving right along, any more public comment?
Exactly.
Okay. I'm looking for a motion to close public comment.
Motion to close public comments.
Second,
Roll call. Voice vote, all in favor?
Yes, if you can, sir.
Looking for a motion to go into executive session.
Yeah, President, thank you. In accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, we'll be adjourning into executive session on January 28th, 2026 at 8:07, or that's getting harder to see every PM. Of the 9 exceptions will be with respect to matters relating to attorney-client privilege and matters relating to contract negotiations, which is item 7. And I would anticipate that we would be in executive session about 30 minutes. There may or may not be action taken coming out of executive session. Thank you, Mr. President.
Looking for a motion to go into executive session.
Excuse me one moment. Mr. Long, would you pick up about the vendor? I believe there's one item. Yes, I discussed it with you. It's on the agenda. I showed it to you before the meeting. During exec session.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
that's also the one.
We're back to the motion.
second,
Roll call, all in favor?
Now, roll call, Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mr. Edmonds, yes. Mr. Lord? Yes. Ms. Martin? Yes. Mr. Matthew? Ms. Nieto? Yes. Ms. Hicks?
Yes.
And Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Thank you.